The question was if it's harder for men or for women. My opinion is harder for women, but I didn't say it's easier for men.
I think you guys by definition of you saying that it's harder for women means it's easier for men.
It's harder for women, but it's not easy for men. I didn't say that. It's also hard for men, but I mean, in my opinion, it's harder for women.
Because women give birth.
That's the only thing you understand from everything I told you.
That was your main point you just said.
Yeah.
That was literally just your main point just now.
That's your main point.
Because your other points, I debunked them.
Got it!
No,
Because you made the argument about age, and I was like, well, at least you get your money up front.
No.
Yeah, she's coming with a vengeance, bro.
That's what you literally said.
Bro, she pointed
Hey,
out.
we're not Ukraine, okay? Too soon?
Yeah.
Too soon? Okay, sorry. My bad.
Man or a woman, we're just nice to each other because that's how I want to be treated.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. And then for the ladies, with the you guys said the upkeep, men have who do you think is, I guess, more unreasonable in their standards on the opposite gender, men or women?
I feel like it depends on the age range. Because when you're in college with social media, you're gonna like absorb that, like, you know, like if I name artists, I'll say City Girls, or like, you know what I'm trying to say? You're listening to this type of music at every party, you're singing it out loud, like words stick in people's heads. So it's just like, but once you get out that mindset, you like actually like experience the real world, working a 9 to 5, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So who do you think is more unreasonable in standards on the opposite gender? Men unreasonable on females, or females unreasonable on males?
It's hard.
I feel like
sometimes it's equal, honestly.
We can start here and then work our way back. Who do you think is more unreasonable of expectations of the opposite gender? Women on men or men on women?
I'd say it's equal.
You think it's equal?
And the reason why I say it's equal is because like men, I feel like men kind of have like hard standards and they don't really shift too far from their standards, right? But women, like if we like you enough or you have enough money or you know what I mean, our standards be going all over the place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
But
or
wouldn't it
maybe
be
you're
fair to
super
say that if
funny.
he has money, that's hard?
As in what?
What do you mean?
It's not, you're saying as if it's frivolous, like, oh, if he has money, then we'll change our standards, but it's not difficult for him to make a lot of money.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, yeah, you do have a good point right there.
Yeah. Women tend to look at the end product. I'm talking about, in general, who do you think is more unreasonable when it comes to the opposite gender, what they think they deserve or whatever? Who's more delusional? Men or women?
Women are delusional in general.
I'm just saying women because we do.
Yeah.
What about you?
We
Females?
expect too much.
You?
know?
Females.
You think females?
Men.
You think men?
Yeah.
Why men?
Because men expecting a woman to be just perfect, so she looks
In what way?
perfect. Yeah, she looks perfect, but she also take care of the child. She cooks and she cleans all the house, but still she has to look perfect. That's not gonna happen.
Okay, and then what do women want from men?
To be provider.
Do you think that's easier or harder?
Definitely easier.
It's way easier.
You think it's easier to be a provider?
Do you have kids?
Oh, wow.
I don't think so, because
My
it depends on the situation. But man has to have this. He has to be a provider, you know, to take care of the woman, of the child.
So do you think it's easier to be a provider or to?
I'm not saying it's easier, but it's hard. It's also hard.
Okay, but what's harder?
I would say like juggling with being like, I won't say housekeeper.
Would you rather be a man or a woman?
Man.
I'd rather be a man.
You'd rather be a man?
Yes.
How many of you would rather be a man? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I have
Interesting.
my reasons, but
You'd rather be a man too?
only
easier.
because I don't have to like get all prepped up and
Right.
before I step out the door.
Who do you think lives a harder life, men or women?
Women.
I would say
All right,
women.
raise the hands.
Think
Hold on,
about
hold on.
it.
Raise the hands if you think men live a harder life than women. 3. Yeah, and y'all want to live a harder life, I guess?
I want to have full autonomy of who I am. I want to be able to make my own decisions. If I have to work harder for that, then I will work harder for that. I
Okay.
want to be able to like.
How many of you
Nobody-
think, and then real quick, how many of you think women live a harder life than men do? Raise your hands. Only 1?
2.
2?
3.
3? So 3 of you think that. So, okay, ladies, let's make this very simple.
Okay.
Raise your hands nice and high if you think it's easier to live life as a man than as a woman. You think it's easier to live life as a man?
Yes.
You three.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
It is easier
Okay,
to live
well,
life as a man.
nice and high, so I get an idea here. Right, nice and high.
So there's 4.
4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, we're
Okay.
divided.
Okay. So it's half and half, and then the other half you think it's easier to live life as a woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think it's easier to live life as a man?
Because we women go through a lot of changes, like physical changes, to give birth, to do so
Well, who
many.
chooses to give birth?
Us.
Okay.
But that's like it's harder for us. We have to take care of ourselves more. We have to be more calm. We have to be a providers for our own if we want to, of course.
No.
If the man is not there, but we also have to deal with all these.
But do you
things
have
we
to be a provider?
for ourselves? Yes.
No, but
of
do you
course.
have to be a provider though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
Not
else are we
really,
gonna
no.
live? How else are we
Yeah,
gonna
because
live?
if you haven't
Not
find that
really.
man, or
Right.
if the man doesn't provide for you, you still gotta provide for
Well,
yourself.
who picks the man though?
Yeah, who chooses the men?
But whatever happens in life until you find that man, you have to be your own provider, and you have to deal with your issues, with your changes, with your hormonal things, with having to take care of yourself for like later on have a baby and stuff like that. Like
Interesting.
we're more delicate, so we
Okay.
have to take care extra
Okay.
care
Who
for
else- who
us
else
and our
said-
men.
Who else thinks men live? You did too, right? Why do you think men live easier than women?
That's very simple.
Why?
In Russia.
Yeah, because women are very emotional, and lots of women they want like a stable relationship, but men they just like Netflix and chill. And I'm not saying everyone, but young men they want to commit. But women, yes, normally like 90% of women, I think they want to commit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many men do women want to commit with?
Again, sorry.
You're saying most women want to commit, right?
Right.
But women have standards, right?
They have standards, right? Of course.
Do you think most men reach those standards?
They don't.
Oh.
Not everyone. Not
Okay.
everyone.
So would it be fair to say that women want to commit to a small percentage of men?
Not small. No, like everybody has their type. Everybody expects something, This is funny.
No, it is funny.
No, that's not funny.
It is very funny because women want a certain demographic of men.
Every woman has different standards.
Yeah.
Yes, but most of those standards most men don't have.
How you know that?
Right.
Because I've talked to a lot of women and I know what women want. Most women don't want an average man.
But you're not a woman.
Yeah,
That's
but we fought you
irrelevant.
guys.
So you can't know. And I'm saying a different woman has different
You
standards.
don't have to be a woman to understand women. I would argue.
No, you have to be woman.
No, you don't. Because here's the difference between men and women. Men have to understand women to attract them. Women don't have to understand men to attract them.
Yeah, because men.
Wait, hold on. Let me make this clear. Tonight, you'll probably go to the club, right? Will men come up to you and talk to you?
I'm going to the club.
Okay. Well, if you went to the club, or if you're on the internet, whatever, men come and approach you, correct?
Sure, because they see what they like and they go for it.
Yes. But he has to take you on a date. He has to impress you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So wouldn't it be fair to say for him to plan the date, take you out, make you feel good, etc., he has to understand you?
Yes, but normally man doesn't do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So even less men understand. But for a man to be successful, he has to understand a woman, right?
I guess yeah.
But for a woman to be successful, she doesn't have to understand a man because the man comes to her, right?
Depends. It depends on man. It really depends on man. If he going for looks, then yes. But he is not going for looks. He has also some standards.
You're missing my point. What I'm trying to say is that men must understand women to attract them. Women don't have to understand men to attract them.
But women have to understand men to keep them.
True. Yeah. But you at least get your foot in the door, is my point.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't even get a chance unless we understand y'all.
I know, but I mean, do you want that? Like, would you rather trade the moment for the longevity? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, would you rather be okay? For example, a man talks to a woman, right?
Yeah.
He gets her, he fucks her,
yeah,
and then he can go about his day or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then never talk to that woman again, and she's clearly still in her feelings about it, right?
Okay.
So like imagine you having those emotions, and it's like hormonal too, so sometimes we can't even like really help
Yeah, but you're discounting all the work it took the man to sleep with the girl.
Let's be real, like there's so many unwanted kids in this era that we know that it is really not that hard for
Okay,
men
for
to
a
sleep with
man to
women.
have sex with a woman, it actually is hard. You just don't know it because you're a female. It actually it's very difficult for men to have sex with women. And if you don't believe me,
Maybe
look at pornography,
someone-
look at
some men.
OnlyFans. A majority of men absolutely struggle with getting women.
Yeah.
You know, okay, you guys don't believe me? How many guys approach you and are weird when they approach you?
95%.
Oh, that's the majority, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
Awkward. Don't know how to speak to you.
catfish.
Make you feel creepy. Most guys that you look on Tinder and Bumble, you probably swipe left on them. You probably don't find them attractive. Most men are virtually invisible to most women.
That is true. You have to have like
I-
something really beautiful
and
to
you
get
know
me
what,
to talk
Lauren,
to you.
I actually have Shelly. He actually brought the girl and the Russian girl and the girl next to Fresh on the panel. So that Shelly, did you have to approach him? Like, tell me how you approached them.
The Russian lady, I approached her because she has nice nails and she looks good from far.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
So I let her know about what I do and why am I approaching her. And then I told her about the podcast and here we are.
Hey,
welcome.
Thank you.
Simple as that. Nice tits and nails.
Thank you.
Chris, just shut up, bro.
It was unnecessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to what I was saying, as far as like the women living life easier, because you're saying that it's harder to be a woman than a man, correct? That's what you were saying before.
Yeah.
And you're saying because emotional, and you said right, your period.
Women are more emotional. Yeah.
So you think that's harder?
It is harder. And to know other thing is that
Who
women
controls
are
their
getting,
emotions?
One moment. Women are getting older faster than men. You
Okay.
know, when a man is getting older, they like look better, and woman is just getting older and she's not like attractive anymore. Like she can be attractive, but men are always going like mostly men are
younger.
going for younger women.
Okay. But does that make life harder, or that you have more opportunities earlier in life?
It really depends. But I think it makes like for men or for women.
For women.
For women, harder to find a partner.
Yeah, but I think women have more opportunities to find a partner.
Not a
Young
decent
woman
one.
or
Yes,
older
young women,
woman?
yeah.
Younger, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what
and-
I'm saying. Men are going for younger women.
Okay, but here's my question: if a woman becomes 30 years old and she doesn't have a man, whose fault is that?
It's nobody's fault.
It's her fault.
No, it's not her fault.
Why not?
Maybe men just were playing with her.
But then she didn't pick the right guy.
Yeah,
Let me
and
ask you a question.
he was manipulated.
Let me ask you a question. If I give you $1 million when you're 18 years old, and then by 30 years old, you're poor, whose fault is it?
How is that the same analogy?
I'll explain that in a second.
I
But
mean,
if I give you $1 million at 18 years old, and then by 30 years old, you're poor, whose fault is it?
Why should I be poor at 30s?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if you're poor at 30 years old, whose fault is it that you lost the money?
But if you give me money, why should I lose that money?
That's my
I'll
point.
get an apartment. You know,
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, if you're 18 years old, right, and I give you $1 million, and then by 30 years old you're poor, it's your fault. That's what happens with women. Women get their value up front when they're 18 years old. If you don't find a man by the time you're 30, when you were given $1 million, you've wasted your money. You didn't invest it properly. You didn't pick the right guy. You didn't get married. So here's the difference between men and women. Women get their $1 million up front. Men have to earn their $1 million, and they might not get it. At least you get the $1 million up front. So if you're not able to find a guy, it's your fault. So I would argue women live life a lot easier than men do because men have to earn their value. Women don't.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Only because like you're right as far as you getting the value up front. I don't think women fully understand their value until they're like 25.
Again, whose fault is that?
I'm not saying it's anyone's fault because there's beauty standards, there's the media, there's everyone from a young age telling these women, this is how you're supposed to be, this is how you're supposed to look, da 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 da. Anybody who doesn't fall within that, they think that they are now less than. And I understand that because I also do think personally that men have it a little harder than women because at any point in time, my entire life, I could get support from somebody.
Yes.
Like I could call my mom. I could call all these women around me to huddle up and like help me. Like, hey, I'm going through a mental health crisis right now. I need you. Come right now. I could get 15 people to come with me right now to help me. But even though, like, yes, I did have my value at 18, it took me until just now to realize, like, girl, you got this. You have all of this. You can do this.
Go,
you
queen.
can be like this. 18-year-old me, 17-year-old me, 20-year-old me was just like, this is a ugly, stupid woman who is just trying to figure out everything in the world. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how to do anything. And all these men who are coming at me are wrong. They're wrong and stupid because they like me and they're wrong for it. That's just my
the reality is that if you don't know your own worth, then that's your problem. The thing is that we don't really hold women accountable for their mistakes. If you don't understand that, hey, I have more value at 18 and it takes you 7 years to realize that, well, you wasted 7 years. You know, if I give you $1 million and you don't invest it until you're 25, well, you fucked up. You could have had some compound interest and you could have, you know, cashed out sooner and gotten a better deal, but you didn't. So my thing is this, you know it, right? Women have a finite amount of time to make things happen, but at least you get the value up front. Mother Nature gives you your gifts up front. Father Time takes it away. So if Father Time takes it away, that's on you for not, you know, doing what you're supposed to do. And then you were saying, oh, a woman has to be a provider. I disagree. I think women have the privilege of choosing to be a provider or not be a provider. Men don't have that choice. Men have to be a provider, at least to be able to get a girl to some degree. You have to be able to show that you can provide. So I think women live a way easier life than men do in 2023. Do you have anything else, Miss Russia, that you disagree with as far as like women living easier?
I'm just saying, yeah, you're right that if a woman doesn't have a man until she turns 30, yeah. But like when a man is 30 years old and he doesn't have a woman, he has more opportunities to get a woman.
Yeah.
Than a woman.
But you're missing the part that the man has to work to get those opportunities.
Still.
Women don't have to work to get their opportunities. Men have to work. A man comes up to you and asks you on a date, right? And then he has to court you, impress you, take you somewhere nice, talk to you, make you feel comfortable. He has to do all the work in the beginning. What work do women have to do in the beginning? Virtually
having
nothing.
to deal with that person.
And yeah.
Having to what?
Having to deal with the guy.
But if you like him, then why are you dealing with him? Like,
yes, you're right.
You like him, so
But
it's not a burden.
Yeah, true.
But he's got to impress you. He's got to talk to you, make you feel comfortable, take you on a good date.
True.
Right? Women really don't have to do much in the beginning. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Because men are going for looks.
I feel like a hypocrite.
Men are going for looks. If he likes how woman looks, he will approach her. If he doesn't like, he will not approach her.
No, yeah, he'll approach, but he still has to put the work in, though.
That's the first step, though.
Yep.
And women are not normally making a first step. Like if she see an attractive man, she will not make a first step.
But what I'm trying to say is that men have to do everything from the beginning, and men have to do most of the work when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
Men have to provide value. Women don't. A woman can be pretty and find the man. A man can't do that. So you're saying, oh, 30 years old, he has more options, but you're saying that as if it's easy. He has to work to be able to get those options.
But y'all don't find your purpose. Like, okay, like let's just take like the whole woman out of the equation,
Sure.
right? So like you don't want to be successful in your own right. Just like without the woman and shit, like the women or just having women in general. You don't want to just be successful, like have money, have your like be able to provide for at least yourself.
Of course, but they're missing the point that it's mandatory. For
I mean,
it's not
it is. You're definitely right.
A woman doesn't have to be successful. Success for a woman is elective. Success for a man is mandatory.
I agree with that, but I feel like in 2023, the only reason why that doesn't apply anymore is because shit is so fucking expensive. That it's like a lot of the times you need like a 2-person household, just 2-3 people just to like survive. You know what I'm saying? So like it's really difficult to have these conversations.
Which adds to my point even more. Success is mandatory as a man.
No, I'm saying that success is mandatory, but it's almost mandatory for a woman to actually have a job now. You know, like it absolutely has to, like you absolutely have to be doing something for yourself.
You don't have to have a job to attract a partner.
But
as a female, that's my point.
No, I feel like that has changed.
Yeah, a lot of guys, and you know, a lot of guys watch your podcast
too. You think a guy's gonna go on a date with you and be like, "Oh, you major in like computer." You go to Tulsa and you major in computer information systems. I'm not going to date you anymore.
I mean, definitely not. But like,
okay,
y'all be talking about looks and stuff, but that's for like the first or like the second date. After that, it's like, what do you do? What do you bring to the table? Blah 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 blah.
That's their favorite thing to say now.
Yeah,
what you bring to the table.
It doesn't have to be monetary though.
Yes, it do.
It absolutely doesn't have to be monetary.
It does.
You pay for niggas?
Huh?
You pay for niggas?
I ain't saying that, but
Yeah,
wait, but hold on. Hold on. Look, whatever my man asks for, I will do.
Period.
Right, I will give him the shirt off my back.
Money
if he
is
asks for
not
my last
cap.
$20, I will give it to him.
Stop the
right,
cap.
that's not a cap at all. I really
I've
like
done
it.
it.
But here's the thing,
Yeah.
right?
He loves someone like
I love my man. Right, if you really love someone, just like here's the thing: if y'all love your mothers, right? Y'all love your kids.
I mean,
if you really truthfully and honestly love someone, you're going to take care of them. Right. So he takes care of me, I take care of him.
Yeah,
But
because what if he
hold
gets
on.
sick? What if he
But-
gets sick one time and you have nothing to like cover?
But that's
him?
your man, though.
But okay, yeah, exactly.
First interaction with somebody, you're not gonna just pay for them just because.
And I don't. And here's the thing: I think it's ridiculous for women to expect men to just be like, basically funding your whole life. Like, yes, a nice date would be nice. Yes, I think that is ridiculous. Like, be fucking realistic.
Do you and your guy live together?
No, we don't.
You don't? Okay. Does he make more money than you?
Yes, he does.
Does he pay for all the dates?
No, he doesn't. I've paid for
You
trips
guys-
out the country. Like,
Yeah, but realistically speaking, who pays the majority of the lion's share of any type of bills or expenses?
the question?
He does, right?
Yeah, he does do it.
Okay. Now let's say you lost your job and you couldn't fund some of your trips or whatever. Do you think he would leave you?
No.
Okay. But if it was the other way around, you would absolutely probably question and or potentially leave him. That's my point.
And the reason why I wouldn't is because
Stop the
at the
cap.
lowest. No, hold on a second, right? Because again, genuine love goes a long way. At my lowest points, where I've literally been suicidal and stuff, it's not funny. I'm not laughing, really. Like, but at my lowest points and stuff, like he's been there.
Yeah.
That means the world to me more than any fucking money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Having
he's
someone
fantastic.
really in your corner.
But that does not change the fact that if he was not in a position where he could provision for you, you would not take him seriously. That's my point.
No.
Men, bro.
My man doesn't make more than me.
Like
doesn't?
y'all,
No.
like y'all be thinking women are so horrible, and some of us actually like. But some of us actually like the people that we date, and some of us don't just be dating willy nilly.
Just for money.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
Like
for
we genuinely
insurance
like
or
the.
whatever.
I love the person I'm with. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah, part of the reason why you love him is because of his ambition, his drive, and his ability to potentially provide security for you long term, which is why you're with him. If you lost his job, you lost his ambition, you wouldn't be with him. Like, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that. But women need to be able to like wake up and smell the coffee and realize like, yo, men and women are different. Women love opportunistically. They want men that do better than them in every regard because women want to be able to work electively and leave their job if they need be and have a guy that could take care of them. Now, does every girl get that? No. But if I lined up 100 girls and asked them, would you prefer for your man to be a provider and then you can stay at home and kind of work when you feel like it? Most women would want that. That's the truth. Men, on the other hand, I'm not going to disqualify a girl I'll go on a date with if she doesn't make money. But women will absolutely disqualify a man that they're going on a date with if he doesn't make money. We are not the same.
Can I ask you a question though?
We're not the same. Go
So
ahead.
like in reference to like what you just said about like, oh, if he had lost all his money or his ability to provide for me, I wouldn't be with him, right? So let's say you with a bad bitch, right? This bitch so bad, she does whatever she wants to do. She got a job, whatever, everything that you like, right?
Yep.
And then 2-3 years down the line, y'all got kids, but she gains 100-200 pounds. She's fat, she's sloppy, she don't do things anymore.
Yep.
Are you gonna still stick with her through it and make sure that are you gonna stick with her through it?
No, I kick her to the curb.
No.
Okay, so that's the equivalent of, you know what I'm saying, right? Because it's like that's not what I signed up for. I'm doing
I accept
this.
reality though.
Okay, so how is it bad that you wouldn't want to date someone who was sloppy, disgusting, and whatever?
That's a double standard. then.
Okay, so then I feel like it's still equal then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's
Because
the
it's
thing.
like
you're trying to see. You're trying to demonize it. I'm simply saying
I'm
that
not demonizing it.
Yeah, you are, because you're trying to give a functional equivalent to make it seem as if it's bad. I'm not knocking women for wanting a guy that makes more money than them. I'm not knocking a woman for not sticking by a guy when he doesn't make money. All I'm simply saying is that it exists, but women try to virtue signal and lie and say, oh, no, money doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. I have this quote. People don't like me saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All women are gold diggers. Some are just better at hiding the shovel. Some will say I want ambition. Some will say I want straight up money. Some will say I want a guy that's successful. Some will say I want a guy that's has drive. But the point is that women are always interested in a man's ability to create resources. It matters a lot. Men, on the other hand, we don't give a shit though. We don't care how much money you make in general.
Yeah,
you're never going to be disqualified as a woman. You're never going to be disqualified by making less money than a man. But a man will absolutely be disqualified if he makes less money than his woman sometimes. I would argue most women want a guy that makes more money than they do. If not, at least bare minimum the same as them or going to do better than them. That's just how it is. And we accept that.
Yeah.
Just like men want women that are beautiful.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I just feel like at the end of the day, if you're gonna be with someone that only provides for you financially, it's gonna be unhealthy for you at the end of the day.
Well,
and you're gonna end up getting sick.
We're
of
not
him
saying
at the
only.
end
We're
of the day.
not saying only, but it's a very important thing
huge
that women
factor.
look at when they date men.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
Yeah,
women will sit
but-
there and lie and say, "Oh, money isn't everything." Oh, well, it's a damn good down payment, though. It's very important how much a man earns and his status and his ability to provide security. Some girls might not put it, as important, but other women do. So we tell guys you got to make your money because women aren't going to sit there and provide for you long term, like a man will. If you lose your job, your guy ain't going nowhere. But if he loses his job, it's the time clock begins. You better get your shit together, buddy.
He straight up told me.
You know what's crazy? Girls mention all the time energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has good energy. It's going to work out.
Yeah.
And I always wonder, what if you want to have kids in the future or have a future together with this person?
Yeah.
Is energy going to pay the bills?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Wait.
Yeah, but if you guys both have good energy, it's gonna work out at the end of the day because you're gonna grow through
never
that
works
shit.
out with just energy.
There's ups and downs.
Well, like with that energy, like
all the
Hold on.
time.
Hold on. Have you met people with energy before?
Huh?
Energy can mean good
Wait,
connection.
hold on, real quick. Have you yourself and people with energy before? Good energy.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
they my nigga.
Oh,
gone.
They're not getting a relationship.
That's what I thought.
No, they
It doesn't
they
always work
still my
out because of
man.
energy. You get what I'm saying?
No.
I'm telling you.
There's plenty of homeless guys downstairs that got great energy.
Yeah.
Nice guys. Yeah. I've talked with
the
them.
drugs.
I've talked with them. Man. Great conversations.
I'm saying if the energy with you are like compatible, like you guys can like work through things. But like if you are like just with me because you're making a lot of money and then I have to like I'm not completely sure about you and then at the end of the day like there's gonna be problems about it.
I'm not
nothing's
saying
gonna
money's
work, like-
everything, but I am saying that
Yeah,
it's
you did say
important.
that.
It's very
Yeah.
important. I didn't say it's everything. I never did say it's everything. I said it's very important though. And if and women that sit there and say that it's not everything or it's not important are lying. Come on, man. You Colombian, bro. Stop lying. Like,
I'm
come on, man.
That's okay.
Colombian girls are some of the most ruthless. Colombians and Russians are some of the most ruthless when it comes to broke boys, man.
But like struggle love is it hit different. Struggle love hit different.
Oh, you like struggle love?
I like love.
I'll
like
tell you what.
if I have to
Miss,
build
I want to
with
be able to
you-
be sad.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be sad. You want to know why? Because shit ain't always sweet all the time.
So you make more than your guy,
I do.
and you have a polygamous relationship,
I do.
but you could do what you want though.
I mean, just as much as he could do what he wants.
If you hooked up with another guy, will he leave you?
Yes.
Interesting.
You know what else is different too?
What?
Then bills when you can't pay them. Swear to God.
I mean,
all this is talk is cap, bro.
Yeah.
When she hits the fan, they ain't give you energy shit.
Yeah. Okay. So you do you still think that it's harder for
Oh, you
women?
understand that? You understand that part?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you still think it's harder for women than men?
Yes.
How
You
so?
will not change my opinion.
Oh
We
shit.
just proved it. We just proved it with the age and
You
everything.
didn't prove me anything.
Oh shit.
I stick to my opinion.
Mother Russia, she's going in on you,
Well,
Lauren.
I think your
Got
opinion
your
is
ass.
incorrect because I would argue that men have higher depression rates. Men have commit suicide more. It's harder for men to get dates than it is for women. 90% plus of women since the beginning of time have been able to have children, but only 40% of men have been able to. 1 in 3 men is a virgin or has had sex in a year. I would argue men have a way harder life than women do. You can go and get rescued by a guy. No one's going to come rescue a guy, though.
It's okay. I respect your opinion.
Especially in Russia.
I mean, these are all facts. Nothing of what I said is an opinion. That's all facts.
I have my facts.
What fact do you have?
I already told you.
What is the fact? What is the fact?
I'm not going to repeat myself. I already
Oh
told you.
shit. She told you.
You didn't really give a fact, though.
And she pointed
Do you
out
give
too.
a birth
She
to a
was like,
baby? Do you give a birth?
I mean,
No, you don't.
what does that have to do with
You
anything?
have to provide. You have to give security to the baby.
Yeah, but you're assuming that providing security for the baby is easy.
It's not
I'm
easy.
not saying this. I'm not saying this.
It takes.
The question was if it's harder for men or for women. My
Yeah.
opinion is harder for women, but I didn't say it's easier for men.
I think you guys
by
are
definition of you saying that it's harder for women means it's easier for
It's
men.
harder for women, but it's not easy for men. I didn't say that. It's also hard for men, but I mean, in my opinion, it's harder for women.
Because women give birth.
That's the only thing you understand from everything I
That
told
was your main point you just said.
Yeah.
That was literally just your main point just now.
That's my main point.
Because your other points I debunked them.
Got him!
No,
Because you made the argument about age, and I was like, well, at least you get your money up front.
No.
Yeah, she's coming with a vengeance, bro.
That's what you literally said.
bro. She pointed out.
Hey, we're not Ukraine, okay? Too soon?
Yeah,
Too soon? Okay, sorry. My bad.
All right. Well, I don't think you proved your point, but that's okay if you think you did.
Cool.
Because giving birth, I mean, come on, is that really
Why
it?
you smiling?
I'm just saying that everybody has their role. You know, man has some role. He has to be provider for woman.
Yeah.
And woman has also some role, you know. And I just think, in my opinion, that woman's role is harder than men's role to understand. But I didn't say men's role is easy.
Yeah, but I think a men's role is way harder than a woman's role.
Okay, I respect your opinion.
That's what I mean. When you look at the numbers, it's like it's pretty much a fact. It's not even an opinion. But what about you? Who else? Somebody else said that one man's life is easier than a woman's.
I think men's life is easier than women's, just in terms of free will. Like, I feel like when, you know, the gender roles and the gender norms, I feel like there's a lot of more pressure and standards put on women in terms of when a men, like, such as, let's say, how you act, how you dress, how you talk to people, how you're supposed to carry yourself so you won't be perceived as something, you know. What you do can affect your family. How you act can affect your family, and it's more impactful because they're going to say, like, who raised you? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it'll fall back more on your image than a boy. They'll be like, oh, that's just a boy. You know, boys, you know, have tendencies like that. It's more like I feel like boys are like, it's easier for them to get away with certain things, especially when growing up. And I feel such as, let's say, a lot of partners, free partners, like, they'll get away with, I won't say get away with, I feel like it's just easier for them.
Is it easy for a man to get a lot of partners, though?
Yeah, I feel like
Really?
people don't understand that, like, you can even pay for it if you want. It's not impossible to get a partner. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, everybody's going to be attracted to everybody.
Really?
Not everybody's going to be like everybody. Somebody likes you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Really?
You're not going to be.
Somebody likes you.
Somebody in this world likes you. It's
You
too
really
many
think so?
people on earth for nobody to like you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like most of the guys that approach you?
Do I like most of the guys that approach me?
Yeah.
50%, I'll say.
50%? Okay. So you pick 50% of the guys that come up to you?
I wouldn't say pick, but I talk to 50%
That's a high
of
number.
them.
Yeah, but what percent do you actually like hook up with then? Of all the guys that approach you, what percent do you think you actually hook up with?
A small percentage.
Okay. So what if I told you, like, you and every other girl is like that too, and they pick a minority of the men that talk to them?
I feel like it depends on looks and features. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like
How
not
many good-looking
everybody.
men are there out there?
I wouldn't say good looking. I feel like people go for different looks. I wouldn't say I go for only good looking men because, like,
shut up, fresh.
No, like, serious. I don't go for only good, like, average looking men is okay. You know, you don't have to be like a 10 out of 10 for me to come to you. Like, it's not a standard. Like, I feel like you can make up where you lack in terms of how you act and how you carry yourself.
What about bums?
What about bums? Bums are bums.
So you like bums too?
No.
Chris,
Do
sorry.
bums,
Chris, sorry, bro.
come up to
Sorry,
me?
Chris.
Bums
Sorry,
are
Chris.
bums.
You're out of here, bro.
What do you mean?
Bum? I genuinely.
What do you think
Here's
about
the
a
thing,
bum?
man.
Excuse
Describe bum.
Right. Are they up there?
The reality is, like, I've always said, privilege is invisible to those that have it. And women, you guys might not like me saying this, I think women live life on easy mode, especially in 2023. And the reason why is because women are able to have all the same rights and equal treatment as men, while simultaneously still being able to get chivalry, which is not equal at all. So you can be treated like a lady, which gives you an advantage, right, through chivalry, etc., while simultaneously you're still equal to men. I can't really think of an advantage that men have over women besides being able to sleep with multiple partners without being judged. But you guys can do everything that you guys want to do, and women have more sexual partners now than ever before. So,
But I still tie it back to, like, attractiveness and, like,
What do
you
you
know what I'm trying to say? I feel like people who
average
are
woman-
conventionally
an average-looking
Okay.
woman
Yeah, I'll
can
get
get an
that.
above-average man. But
just for
But isn't that on
pleasure,
the
you know what I'm
man,
trying to say? It
though?
wouldn't be
no, but
in
she at
a
least, but
stretch
she can
of
at least
things.
hold on. But if she's not a pain in the ass, if she's a good woman, etc., she can keep that guy. But at least she gets the opportunity.
Keep that guy to what extent, though? You know what I'm trying
That's
to say?
on the woman to keep him.
I feel like that's on the man. It takes 50-50 to make a relationship work.
Not really.
You get what I'm trying to say? I feel like if you have
Not
an
really.
average looking woman with a very good looking man, like, you know what I'm trying to say, when you go for the pretty boys and it's when they know they look good, Because I feel like when
Not
men
really.
know they look good, they act
average looking
different.
women, average looking
They
women
act
look-
different when they know they look good and they're putting the thirst traps.
That's a minority of men. Number one, a minority of men fall in that category, and then on top of that, an average looking girl has more pull than top tier guys. Yep. If you take an average girl's Instagram, she's gonna have way more DMs, way more opportunities, way more situations set up for her than even a top tier guy. Like that's not even a question. Women have way more options than men do.
But why is that the woman's fault for y'all being thirsty?
I'm not saying that's her fault.
But you're like, it's very like, like, oh well, they're getting all these, but the men are giving us the opportunities.
The argument I'm simply making is that women love. The argument I'm simply making is that women have more opportunities and live an easier life than men do, and that's one component. I'm not angry about it. I'm just stating a fact.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like men created like, I'm just saying, like, if y'all literally created everything, because I mean, I've watched your podcast before and we talk about like
they have created everything. Yeah.
Y'all created everything, including this privilege that you now get mad at us for.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just stating it.
Okay. Well, I mean, however
to
you
acknowledge
feel.
the fact does not make you angry about the fact. I'm just acknowledging it.
Christ is king.
I mean, but it's like, I guess for me and stuff, it's just kind of confusing to hear like it just be like badgered to us like, hey, like it's bad on you if you take advantage of this and you're a gold digger and all this negative connotations, right?
No, we never.
Okay, but so you don't feel, so is there anything wrong with being a gold digger?
We never said that.
No, but I'm asking you, is there anything wrong with being a gold digger? Okay, but now I'm asking you, is there anything wrong with being a gold digger?
We encourage women to be gold diggers.
Oh, okay, all right then. Okay, then yeah, we move on.
See, here's the problem. See, we're stating, this is a perfect example of like us stating uncomfortable realities about female nature. She internalizes it and immediately says, "Oh, y'all are just hating or whatever." We're bashing.
I wasn't, but y'all are internalizing me by saying that I'm internalizing it. I'm just trying to understand where you guys are coming from, right? Because the way that you're saying it is not in a positive tone, like, oh my gosh, women are gold diggers. But you're not saying it in a positive manner.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Tone does matter. It does. Because come on now, you know tone matters. Because if I started yelling in here, you would tell me to get out, right? No, but I'm saying if I start yelling in here, y'all gonna tell me to get out.
I'm saying things in a very concise, matter-of-fact manner that you might not like, but that's because it's unflattering to female nature and intersexual dynamics, but it does not discount the fact that I'm telling you the truth of how things are. You might not like the tone or the way that I'm saying it, but I'm saying it in a very matter-of-fact, concise, calm manner.
Okay.
You just don't like it because I'm just telling you what it is.
I actually have no problem with what you're saying. I'm just trying to like understand how you feel about the situation. So now that I know
you what it is.
but now that I know that you have no problem with like women being gold diggers, and you're just calling that.
How did you interpret?
Because based off of your tone,
she took the tone.
I took your tone as you were being
bashing or being or attacking.
Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? But you didn't say it in a positive go ahead, girl, be a gold digger.
But
like
we didn't
you know?
verbally say to go do that. We just said, hey, here's the facts.
Yeah.
Take it as you will.
Yes, that is true. And
now you can go ahead and get angry about what I'm about to say right now. This is what I mean when I say women lack critical thinking skills. If I say something in a matter-of-fact way that pisses them off or makes them feel a certain way, they immediately come in with some type of interpretation that was not said whatsoever. We never said any of these things that you're claiming, but it made you feel a certain way. So that's what you had to say. But the reality is we never said any of these negative things that we're saying. We just said it in a matter-of-fact way that you don't like. And you're more concerned with the tone versus what we said. This is what I mean when I say women are more concerned with how things are said versus what is said.
I'm just trying to clarify. We're from two different areas.
I feel like
I don't, sometimes I'm Jamaican and I grew up like all over the country. So
your
maybe
race has but what I'm trying to do
yes, it does. No, it does because culture. No. I'm saying that maybe I'm just trying to clarify what you're trying to say. That's it. Like I'm not upset at what you're saying. I'm not,
I just feel like
I'm just trying to clarify.
If there is love,
are you upset?
No, it just proves my point more and more that women lack critical thinking skills. Yeah, they're emotional.
But I feel like it more proves your point that you
feel like
men.
You feel
like if you notice, every single sentence you say, you start with "I feel like."
Yeah.
Instead of saying, "Oh, I think this."
Well,
it goes off of how you feel.
Merch.
You've stated a bunch of things that had nothing to do with what we spoke about, but it made you feel a certain way, so you had to go ahead and.
I mean, that's the way that I speak.
Well, a lot of women are emotional. Emotions, so here's our point.
I feel like if there is love, there is gold. So like we're not gold diggers. Like I'm looking just for gold, but like if there is love, you put love out there, we're gonna get gold no matter what.
But you're missing the point. You won't love the guy unless he provides some value, which a lot of times is
if you
in the form of gold.
provide him love, he's gonna give you gold. That's how it is.
Yeah, but you have to fall. You have to. You're only going to provide the love if you like him first.
You can provide a man love and he'll still cheat on you, girl.
Yeah.
100%.
I believe
That's
in
a whole other-
unconditional love.